Hello everyone, this is RC Lee. This is just a quick video because I've had a lot of questions from people asking me to try and explain to them what is meant by MAH, the C rating, and what batteries are good for what. Now, I'm by no means an expert. I've only been doing this for a short time myself, so this is not gospel. This is just what I've learned over a very short time and what I've had to learn from other groups and other YouTube channels. So if you know what you're doing and this is no use to you, then I apologise for wasting your time, and please obviously move on, or please subscribe. For those of you that don't know much and want to know those answers, then please, this is the video for you, and stick around. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, as I'm trying to increase my channel, and as many subscribers as possible would be great. Okay, right, so first of all, what does the MAH stand for? Milliamp hours. So the easiest way I have learnt to explain this, which obviously makes sense to pretty much everybody, is if you imagine that rating there. So for example, on this one, let's get in the camera, so that's 6,000 MAH. That's the size of your fuel tank. If you imagine a car, a motorbike, whatever, that's the size of your fuel tank. So for example, here we have a 4,600. So that's obviously a smaller fuel tank than 6,000. So I apologise for the glare. So in layman's terms, the bigger the MAH, in theory, the more runtime you'll get. But again, that still depends on what you're running, what the demands are on the battery, and the way you control that vehicle. If you're ragging it around a field at full throttle, for 10 minutes, then the battery's going to drain like that. Obviously, if it's more for general bashing, and whatever, then it will last longer. So, to clarify, as I said, that number there represents the size of the fuel tank. You get many different sizes. This is just a small selection of my batteries. The biggest one I've got here, I believe I do have an 8,000 something, which I'll just get at now. So yeah, so I have an 8,000. So again, quite a big fuel tank. So to find out what kind of MAH you need for your vehicle, look in your owner's manual. It will always give you a recommendation of the minimum that it would require. Again, if you're driving a vehicle that needs a lot more power and you're driving something that's less than 50C, so that's a C rating on the battery there. If you're driving something that's less than 50C, it may not be good enough. Rock crawlers, things like that, normally that's fine. But again, refer to your user manual for the vehicle. If you haven't got the manual, you can download manuals on Google. You pretty much find anything in Google. Go onto a few Facebook groups, ask for help. But on the whole, your manual will tell you and recommend the minimum size battery, and normally the maximum size battery it recommends. Okay, so yeah, so that's the size of your fuel tank. That's that bit. The C rating, again, the easiest way I've learned to understand this is it's the thickness of the fuel pump. So for example, you've got a 6,000 size fuel tank, and if you have a 50C, then imagine your pipe's that big, so only a certain amount of petrol is going to get through to your engine. Sorry, put my teeth in. If you've got a 100C, then obviously that's double the size. A lot more power can go through the fuel pipe to your engine. I hope I'm making sense of that. So MAH, size of your fuel tank. C rating, the size of the fuel pipe, so, i.e. the speed at which that battery can deliver that power. Okay? Again, look in your manuals and it will tell you what it recommends and the best C ratings it recommends. Once you're familiar with the hobby, you can obviously experiment, and as long as you follow safety guidelines, and you can have a look around and see what you fancy. Okay, so that is basically what those two mean. Okay, obviously batteries come with lots of different connectors. I mean, most of these are EC5s because most of my vehicles run on EC5. I do have an XT90 there. That's a 6S battery. So, oh sorry, for anyone that doesn't know what S means, it's the cells. So again, for example, this is a 2-cell battery, which means it has a total voltage of 7.4 volts. This, as I just said, is a 6-cell battery, so that is 22.2 volts. Okay, so again, the more cells, so in there's 6 cells, so it's basically 6 individual batteries. So I do apologise for the glare, guys. 6 individual batteries in the one battery, and each battery counts as a cell. Okay, and again, the more cells, the more power. So the more demands of your vehicle, the more cells it's going to need. I mean, it's all. I hope I'm making sense. I'm trying to say it in the easiest way possible, because I know that when you're starting out in this hobby, it can be a bit of a blur. There's so much information, and you go, whoa, you know, what the hell does that mean? So I'm trying to tell you in a way that I would have understood and appreciated being told. The different connectors, again, depends on your vehicle. This is a Dean's connector. I've never really had a problem with the Dean's, but it doesn't really work for high voltage. So this is a 2S battery, which is absolutely fine. I use this on my drift cars. It's a 2S, it's 100C, so it's quite a good battery. But again, it's not, the demands on this battery aren't going to be that high. So therefore, it's perfect for the job. My 6S battery, that is for things like my Creighton, my Notorious, you know, my Felonies, you know, really beefy cars that are going to need that power. And the XT90 delivers that power very, very well. That's the connector. Most of these batteries did actually come with different connectors, but I've soldered them on myself. I do have a video that shows you my soldering station. I'll put the link above. It doesn't show you how to solder. If you want me to do a video on soldering, I can arrange that, but there's plenty on YouTube if you want to search for them. Another bit of kit that I would definitely recommend any newbies to get, is, you know, even people that aren't newbies, but definitely a newbie. This is a capacity controller, basically a battery tester, and it's absolutely amazing. I think I got this one off Amazon for about £10. So with these batteries, again, if you know this, I apologise, but if you don't, this is great. This is called a balance cable or balance connector. And again, you've probably heard of people saying, oh, you need a balance charger. I will show you a balance charger in just a second. But this is a balance cable. Now, the more cells you have, obviously the more complicated your battery. Now, each cell ideally needs to be working in unison with the next cell. So you don't want one cell that's at 4.5 volts and another cell that's at 3.6, because they're not going to be on the same level, and that's going to make your battery unstable and could inevitably lead to damage to either your vehicle, your battery, or could lead into an explosion, which no one wants. So what this is a balance cable. So with this connector, I will put a link in the description to this. You just plug that in there. I don't know, I'll try and get the glare off. So what you can see on that is it's telling you that it's a 6S battery and a total voltage, so 22.18. It's only 13% of the battery because it's in storage mode at the moment. So each individual cell, so 3.6 cell 1, 3.6 cell 2, 3.6 cell 3, cell 4, cell 5, and cell 6 is just slightly over, but nothing to worry about. So those are perfect. If that was fully charged, they'd all be on around 4.2. So when you're storing the battery, you want it ideally to be around 3.6, maybe slightly less, but do not go below 3.2, otherwise you again could damage your battery. I'm not going to try and, you know, confuse you with that at the moment, but that's going to be in another video. Okay, so one of these is perfect for testing your batteries to see what storage level they are, what condition the cells are in, etc, etc. Right, so when I said about storage charge, you don't ideally just, I mean, you can get away with plugging these in to a normal charger for the odd charge here and there, but ideally you want to always balance charge them, because that way you know your batteries are going to be stable and you know they're going to be as safe as you can make them. Okay, now I'm just going to bring in the charger I use. So the charger I use is this one, guys. This is the GT Power 100 watt times 4, and what this does, it will do exactly as it says on the tin. It will charge for up to 4 batteries at once, and you can use variable voltage, and you don't need to worry about different types of batteries or anything like that. Okay, and the way it works, again, I'm not going to get it all out now because this isn't a video about charging batteries. It's just giving you some pointers as a newcomer what you sort of think you're going to need. Okay, so what this is, as I said, it will balance charge your batteries. So again, as I said earlier, quite simply put, that means it will charge them up all at the same level. So you put your balance port in there, and you put your mains in there, your positive, negative, and then that all connects to your battery. And on here you choose your program and obviously charge it safely. Definitely recommend you get something like this. This is quite an expensive one, so I'm not saying you have to rush out and buy something like this. There are cheaper ones out there, but what I will say is, again, I learned the hard way. I did buy one of the cheapest ones I could find, thinking, oh, I'm new to the hobby, it doesn't matter, I just want to charge my batteries. No, learn by my mistakes. Safety first, always. Okay, it's best to buy a cheaper one and be safe than sorry. Okay, guys, so I will put the link for this one in there should you wish to buy it, but you don't have to buy something as expensive as that. But definitely a balance charger that also discharges and puts your batteries into storage mode. Make sure that those are the things that you get. Okay, and one more thing, guys, when you're charging your batteries, you want to get yourself a lipo charge bag. So basically, when you're charging the battery, the cable comes out of here, and you can safely charge your battery in a fireproof bag, just for precautions. And with storage, I suggest something like this. This is a proper ammunition tin. Obviously, it's going to take a hell of a force to damage that from the inside. Again, these are all just precautions when dealing with lipo batteries. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful in some way. If there's anything else you want clarification on, or anything else you want me to go over again, then please let me know. But until the next video, thanks guys, and take care.